I would describe the IRCHA Jamboree as the largest RC helicopter gathering in the world.
I'm talking, remote control helicopters that look like bumblebees.
A mile long of camper trailers, vendors, manufacturers.
Fun, golf carts, sunny Indiana.
A bunch of grown men playing with really high-powered helicopters that go really fast.
Loud, noisy, and in your face.
Crazy night show, fireworks, thousands of helicopters.
The Ozfest of helicopters.
You've got nitro helicopters, electric helicopters, you got generators running.
You always see the same faces all across the world, but here's the one place where everybody gets together.
And if you're not here, you're going to be missing out.
I got involved with this trip when Gregor McGrath came up to do a demo at Red Bluff. He came up with, I believe it was a 500 Align Pro, and he flew it in a little circle track, and I just watched him fly, and I knew I needed to have one of those.
I would say the IRCHA Jamboree is the largest. You know what? No, I don't know how to, hold on, let me prepare for that question. So what comes to mind with the IRCHA Jamboree is number one, the heat. There's all kinds of golf carts. I've never seen as many golf carts in one place at a time anywhere else. There's more pilots and more manufacturers and more helicopters gathered in one area than I've ever seen before.
I was in AMain Hobbies just about every day. It seemed like every week I was buying another helicopter to proceed in my steps. I had to work real hard to earn the money to come. That's a lot of time to take off, but I don't regret it at all. When I'm not working, I'm flying, and I only work to fly.
Manufacturer demos go on at noon. Everyone's out flying in front of their tents, hanging out at night, partying, having a good time. Well, my trip started on Saturday morning, driving 8 hours north up to Chico, California from where I'm at. Then I met up with the guys and we got on board the 32-hour journey that is Muncie, Indiana, which actually evolves probably into about 50 hours when you consider all the stops, the filming, the gas, food, and all that kind of thing.
Devin LeBlanc has been stuck in RV with me for the last 3 days, and we've been going over mechanical and micro beast setup for the last 2 days. The whole mechanical setup and the electronics that go into it fascinate me.
Well, IRCHA is always something that you want to be prepared for. There's no other event that you go fly helicopters for 5 days.
I did a lot of extreme sports, and nothing gives me an adrenaline rush like flying this toy helicopter. I have no idea what IRCHA is really going to be like. I've only been flying helicopters for about 4.5 months. The only thing I know of IRCHA is what I've seen on the internet in the last couple of days, and from what they've been telling me, I'm just excited. I can't explain it.
My favorite 3 helicopter pilots are Kyle Dahl for his precision,
Kyle Dahl, he's also very technical and very well-rounded as a pilot.
Nick Maxwell for his creativeness and aggressiveness,
Nick Maxwell.
Nick Maxwell, just a lot of his technical flying he's been doing lately.
Well, the first one would have to be Bobby Watts.
Bobby Watts.
and Bobby Watts also for his creativeness. He comes up with some really cool shows.
A lot of guys that inspired my style of flying. You've got, of course, Jason Krause.
Jason Krause.
Probably from the evolution of the sport would be, Todd Bennett and Curtis Youngblood.
Curtis Youngblood.
Burt Kammer.
Burt Kammer, because he's always just ripped it up.
Alan Szabo.
Alan Szabo, because when I was first getting into it, I saw him at a fun fly in New Jersey with his Raptor 90. It just blew my mind. I didn't know that style of flying was so popular.
Jamie Robertson as well. He's a little bit of a mix between technical and smooth. He's very aggressive as well.
What got me started on RC helicopters was seeing an RC helicopter for myself the first time. It was just thrilling. You saw this helicopter flipping, flopping around, and basically doing an air ballet, and I thought that is just amazing.
A friend of mine dragged me to the XFC back when it was in Troy, Ohio. I absolutely fell in love. I came home and I bought my first helicopter.
Ever since I was about probably 8 years old, I always saw RC helicopters at my flying field, flying with my dad with airplanes. It was definitely something I always wanted, and for my 12th birthday, he got one for me, and it just kind of evolved from there into definitely a career for me, and I just love it.
When I first found out about IRCHA, it was probably back right when I started, 2003-ish. A few of my buddies were going, and that year I couldn't go. 2004, the following year they were going, and I couldn't get off of work. I was hearing about all sorts of different people doing demo. Curtis and Jason Krause and Alan Szabo, Marcus Kim, all these guys were doing crazy demos, and I missed out. In 2005, I went my first time for a full week, and I just couldn't get enough. It was just the coolest thing ever.
A little bit speechless to be actually going to the first one. It's a big trip coming from Australia. I think it's 32 hours of flying and travel. I think we were one of the first Australians to come to IRCHA. Every year we used to watch it on videos and download all the movies from the event, and I think at that time it was everyone's dream to finally get over to IRCHA and attend the event.
Everybody told me it was one of those things that you had to go do and see for yourself.
What amazed me the most on my first trip, it's got to be the night fly. The night fly was just off the hook. It was amazing.
My first IRCHA was in 1999. We drove from Las Vegas all the way over to, it was in Akron, Ohio. And we drove all the way to that field, and it was quite amazing to pull up to an event and just see a line, a mile long of just, motorhomes, trailers, tents, to see everybody that's there just to enjoy the hobby just as much as you do, and just there to have a good time. It was quite an amazing sight the first time, that's for sure.
biggest and best helicopter event in the world has got to be IRCHA.
I definitely would consider IRCHA to be the top. I haven't seen a helicopter event that has 900 pilots with 1,500, 2,000 spectators.
The biggest event, I've been to a lot worldwide, would have to be the IRCHA Jamboree.
The biggest and best RC helicopter event in the world is here at IRCHA in Muncie, Indiana.
IRCHA's it. Nowhere in the world can you come and see 1,000 pilots registered. You can see spectators really getting into it, clapping, cheering, honking their horns on their golf carts. Everybody really gets into it.
The biggest and best RC helicopter event in the world that I know of, we're looking at it.
It's got to be IRCHA.
I don't think anything's ever beat IRCHA.